Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Find Me in a Book, where we talk about unhinged books. Actually, all
Is this book
romance
Unhinged
books.
that we're talking about today?
It is, yeah. The theme today is monster smut.
Oh,
That is the second era that I went through during holiday.
that's right. We did say that we were going to talk about this last week.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Now you remember. A surprise for
Surprise!
him because he forgot.
Nosferatu.
Hi, friends. Before we dive into our little monster stories, I have been trying something for the past couple weeks that I am already feeling really good about. And it's a little drink from Magic Mind. It's this mental performance shot. And so anything that helps with my concentration is a win for me. Plus, I'm getting older, I have to start taking in some vitamins for my body. And so I was like, you know what? I'll try this for my mind. It's supposed to help. So their formula uses 12 active ingredients like L-theanine, B12. To be honest, I didn't really read the instructions when I received this. I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to start taking this every morning. I like these vitamins, get this in my system. And so I was having a very productive morning, like early morning. I would have my coffee, I would have my breakfast, and then I'd have this little shot. And so like from the hours of 8 to 10, I was like, whoa, I'm doing so much. And then I actually read the instructions. Because this is an enhancement, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself wake up a little bit more before I take this shot. And so I planned differently. I would eat my breakfast, drink my coffee in the morning, and then around like 10:30, I would take this shot and I would be like so zoned in, so on task, no dilly-dallying at work. And one thing about Magic Mind is it's not a quick fix. It's to help support you, help you get better sleep, diet, stress management, exercise, and a lot more. Magic Mind is offering 45% off with my code FindMeInABookJan. Like January, you're going to use that code. There's a link down in the notes. I have been loving it like the past couple weeks that I've been taking these. They're really good. Pretty good. Nosferatu. Yeah, should we start off talking about that movie? We did go see
Did that movie inspire you to talk about this book?
Kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So we went and we saw Nosferatu. Well, let's tell everyone what we're doing for this episode. Well, I mean, we're talking about Monster Smut.
Yeah,
and then,
talking about Monster Smut.
But what are we opening
We're going to be
with?
doing some trivia about Monster Smut. We're going to have you draw out a scene in a
I have to draw?
Book. Oh, yeah. Have to draw out. And if you know this book, A Soul to Keep, stay tuned. He's going to be drawing out a scene. Actually, just a portion, body part, actually, within a scene. So
great.
And then we're going to be doing a Would You Rather. We're just,
okay.
going to be talking fun monster smut.
Great. My favorite to talk about Monster Smut.
But really, like, you've been on a lot of episodes where we've talked about Monster Smut. You were on Planet Barbarians.
Yep.
You were on Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Oh, gosh. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, you almost did, but I thought I'd bring it back.
These are weird ones.
Hey, you know what? It's great. We're having a good time.
Yep.
So
certainly
far?
are.
Okay.
But anyways, we watched Nosferatu.
We did.
Not too long ago. And that is basically Monster Smut.
It is.
In a cinematic format.
Have you seen the original?
The original Nosferatu? Like,
yeah, the black
from
and
the
white.
1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not. And according to some teenagers, they said that it was pretty, like, within lines of the old one. Like, it went with the same storyline.
Yeah, it basically did. If you've seen the really old, the original Nosferatu thing from where it's like a shot of the movie and then it cuts to a dialogue screen, it's like old black and white silent film kind of thing. But yeah, it basically follows the same storyline, except that old movie is 2 hours long, but it's 2 hours long because it's two separate shots telling the story the whole time. It's
fair.
a very long movie.
This one was 2 hours.
This one was over 2
because
hours.
There was so much. Apparently,
so
she was
much.
like, I'm so lonely. I need someone to save me. And he's like, oh, you bound your soul to me. And then
as a little kid, she
was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Which is very weird. Didn't he come to her that night and like take her virginity?
I guess
I'm
like
pretty
at the start of the movie it happened.
Yeah. And
it was
then
horrifying.
She, like, falls in love, and then like the Nosferatu, he's trying to get back to her this whole time, so he has this whole
Count Orlok.
Orlok. Nosferatu, I heard, is, or you told me, is a type of creature, a type of monster.
It's like the same thing as vampire.
Yeah,
Nosferatu
so
is equivalent
what
to
we're going to talk about,
vampire.
Duskwalker, for the book that we're going to be talking about today. That would be
Duskwalker?
Duskwalker, and then the name, I can't remember, Orpheus. That's what the name of the Duskwalker is. So that's what it would be for Nosferatu, is Count Olak.
Orlok.
Whatever.
Orlok.
Nosferatu. Anyways, yeah. So she, like, basically, in order to kill him, they have to
Spoilers, by the way, if you don't
the
want to know
dirty-
about this.
so that he would get burned by the sun. Like,
Yeah.
his penis is in her vagina as he dies, and it gets shriveled up.
Well, we don't know that.
But it does sound like when he does, like, take blood from his victims, they sound like they're orgasming.
Yes, it does. Male or female, it sounds like they're orgasming.
It is,
when he
yeah.
sucks blood, and he doesn't bite their neck either. He bites their
chest.
chest, like right by the heart.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
when they were starting to make that noise, I was like, that's not just me, right? Like, that's not just my filthy mind being like, oh, that sounds sexual.
As someone who makes movies, I can't imagine the direction the director gave the actors. It's like
We'll never
he
know.
had to say, I need you to sound more orgasmic.
Maybe. Is there behind the scenes?
I don't want to know what's behind the scene.
That's fair.
It felt very pornographic.
It was a very strange movie. I was not prepared for it. But moving
Yeah.
on,
Monster hung dong in the movie.
he did.
You
He
saw
did.
a
I
rotting
did.
corpse penis.
I did see that. Yeah. Yep.
We all saw that.
It was not
No
on
one
my
wanted to
2025
see it.
bingo card, but it's
That was
there.
the free space.
That was the free space. It
That
was
was
there.
the free space.
It was there. Okay, so let's start with our trivia. So, which type of monster is often featured as the MMC in Monster Romance? Do you remember?
MMC?
Main male character.
Vampire. It's got to be vampire. That's
No.
got to be the most common one. No?
Well, vampire. I don't think they're considered a monster. I think
They are absolutely
paranormal.
a monster.
They're a human that has.
They're a monster. It's a monster.
I don't.
Count Dracula is a monster.
Okay.
Orlok is a monster. Robert Pattinson's Edward Cullen is a monster.
No,
Vampires are
they're
monsters.
like humans, though.
No.
They're like, they don't transform.
Nope. Monster.
I don't know. We'll have to.
They
look
are
it
a
up.
monster. Tell
what
us.
do you guys? Yeah.
Put it in the comments. They're a monster. Vampires are monsters.
Okay. So
You can't,
there's.
don't just brush.
No, I don't
There-
know. I
there is-
don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I will look it up because I don't consider them a monster.
They're not human.
They are human.
They're not.
But they just are undead human.
They're dead. They're undead
Okay.
monster.
Well, let's keep going. We
All right.
will look this up. What do you guys think? Okay.
They're monsters.
A gargoyle, a dragon, a kraken, or an orc? Yeah. Which type of monster is often featured as the MMC in Monster Romance?
What kind of dragon? Is it like
I don't
the
know.
anime dragon where
I don't know.
it's
It
like
just says
a
dragon.
humanoid? No.
No, they transform.
And that I'm gonna go with dragon.
Yes, dragon is it. What is a common challenge faced by the FMC in Monster Romances?
The female main character.
Yes.
Okay.
Overcoming fear of the monster's appearance, escaping the monster's realm, fighting against magical curses, or dealing with the monster's enemy. What's the most common challenge?
The most common. I'm not gonna say overcoming the monster's beauty or the way they look.
Well, you should because that's the answer.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the most common challenge
Oh,
of the female.
that
Is
feels
overcoming the fear of monster's appearance.
That feels so Beauty and the Beast.
That's where it
feels so-
comes from.
I know that feels so
That's where
boring
this
and
whole
basic.
trope, like,
I gotcha. It feels very basic. It feels like
That's
pumpkin
fair.
spice latte.
sure. What is a reoccurring emotional theme in monster romance stories?
Fear.
Finding beauty in what others fear, overcoming a tragic past, bridging the gap between two worlds, and sacrificing for love.
Sacrificing for love.
Finding beauty in what others fear.
I'm striking out everywhere
That's okay.
today.
That's okay. Okay, so why do you think people like monster smut? Monster human romance.
I think in your mind, it's a safe place.
Like escaping like
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, switch it up because reality's not as fun. Whereas the monster stuff, a little more fun.
Yeah.
Just, it's just more fun.
I think it's because there's no like baseline. Like you could find beauty in anything. Like there's no restriction to the features.
Yeah,
There's no restriction to anything.
I got that. I think there's more imagination too that can come into it.
Yeah.
Because, it's not illustrated like you're reading about it. So I think it forces your mind to be more clever and creative when thinking of the things. So that probably naturally draws you in.
Would you say it's breaking the rules?
Of what?
I don't know. What
Breaking
does
the
taboo
rules?
mean? Like, would it be taboo to like
To have sex
to
with
like,
a monster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course it's taboo
Which
to
I
sleep with a
think-
vampire.
Well, I think we talked about in the
Or a
morning
werewolf.
milking or the morning milking farm
The
book, Glory
Oh.
Morning. Yeah, that one. If monsters were real in our universe is a normal thing, would you be attracted to one?
Depends on the monster.
What monster do you think that you would have the most attraction to?
The ones that look more human, like vampires.
But what if you grew up? I don't know. What if you grew up with monsters and so it wasn't a weird thing? Like,
Well, now you're just asking, like, it just comes down to personal preference.
well, yeah, I want to know your personal preference.
Right now, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Vampires are, it'd be vampires. I don't think I could get down
I'm
with a
rolling
werewolf.
my eyes.
Why are you rolling your eyes?
Because you keep saying vampires because we had the argument about...
Vampires are monsters.
Okay, besides vampires, you wouldn't do
Is
werewolf?
there any other?
Those...
I feel
Okay,
like
so
a
if
werewolf
we're
would be
taking-
scary.
Okay, if we're taking vampire and werewolves out, we're talking about minotaurs. We're talking about pixies. We're talking about fairies.
Oh.
We're talking about, like...
Are these fairies? Do they look like
moths.
Tinkerbell?
They could.
Yeah, then, yeah. I'd be down for Tinkerbell. I'd be down for the Little Mermaid.
A mermaid.
I don't know how it'd work.
I don't know.
But I'd
how
figure
would
it out.
Either. They might have a gill that opens up.
Ew.
I don't know.
Gill.
I haven't read a mermaid or a siren.
Is that the
book.
equivalent of oral for mermaids?
I
They
don't
open
know.
a gill?
I don't know.
Because it goes in there.
I haven't read one. So if you have any siren or mermaid recommendations,
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Mermaids are
wanna know.
hot.
They could be.
They
All of them could
My
be.
mermaids are hot. I don't know what
I
mermaids
don't
you're
know.
thinking about.
I think I would like an orc. I read some orc ones. They were kind of weird. I don't know.
An orc?
I don't know.
Are these like
okay?
Lord of the Ring orcs? Is that
No.
what?
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay,
I take it back. Oh, I feel weird. I don't like that.
What does an orc
I don't
look
know. I don't
like?
want to talk about it anymore.
No, you made me talk about my mermaid
I think
stuff.
I just like the really big, like overpower, like just really like, like broad, like.
So, like in the movie Warcraft, that big green orc looking guy.
No, that's why I took it back.
What? So why'd you say orc at all?
I don't know because I just looked at my thing and I was like, oh yeah, orc, but I don't think I like that.
So what is your preference then if it's not orc?
I kind of
'Cause
like.
you backpedaled out of that real fast.
I like the barbarians, the Ice Planet Barbarians. I like how she describes that because it is very human-like. I think.
So see, you stick with humanoid
human,
too.
but that's all we know. I think I'd be fine with a minotaur. I think his face would kind of be a little weird for me.
See, and that's why werewolves would be weird for me too.
Yeah, that's too
A
animals.
mouth of teeth is very scary
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
when you're being intimate.
I don't know.
All you
So
see is just.
we're gonna talk about A Soul to Keep because it's within this monster realm, obviously.
Okay.
But I did want to mention some of the monster books that I have read. Not all of them were during this era, but I wanted to. These all I recommend. They are all very good. So we have the Morning Glory Milking Farm, which were the Minotaurs. We have the Ice Planet Barbarian books. We have the Soul to Keep. I read like 4 books. I think there's like 10.
I will say, Ice Planet Barbarians reminds me a lot of Avatar. not the last Airbender one, like the blue Navi
Oh,
people.
yeah,
It
okay.
reminds me a lot of that, just way more sexual.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a porn version of Avatar.
I did read The Lady and the Orc. I read Wed to the Ice Giant, Stolen by the Orc Commander, and Bull Moon Rising.
Bull Moon Rising?
Yeah, that one was very interesting, actually. It was a very good story.
So is it about a guy that turns into a bull?
No, he is a bull already. He's
so
like
he's a full bull that turns into a man.
No, he doesn't turn at all. He can talk. He's smart.
It's a bull that can talk.
Yeah, it's just he's up on his hind legs. He's very humanoid. Like, he has hooves.
Oh, okay.
He
So
has
wait.
regular hands.
So wait, is it a bull then, or is it a
Yes.
man bull, like a minotaur?
No, it's not a minotaur because a minotaur has the face of a bull, but the body of a man. This is like a full bull.
So they walk around on all fours.
No, he's standing up. Like, bulls can stand up. He's walking on his hind legs.
Bulls stand up when they're about to get busy.
I don't know this world, JR.
You're the only one that read about it.
Yes, and I'm trying to explain it to you.
Okay.
So he is up on his hind legs.
Uh-huh.
As
a bull.
Arms. Yes, his arm. He has
So very
actual
cartoonish.
Hands.
Kind of.
In your head, yes.
Okay, I'm trying
Not
to
in
wrap
my
my head
head.
around. Like, okay, it's a bull up on its hind legs. All right. I don't know why that was so hard for
I
me
don't
to
know
grasp.
why it was so hard, too. Okay, so now gets to the fun part. I'm going to have you draw out a scene. Or draw out a piece.
Is that what this is for?
Yeah, so the book is A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain. There are these creatures called a Duskwalker, which I'm going to explain the character first and then tell you what I want you to do. So,
Okay.
there's this Duskwalker that this is in like a different dimension realm or whatever, not in our world. So this certain one comes to a village every 10 years looking for a companion. And people like sacrifice someone to go with them. And so this girl has always been an outcast. And so when it was time for their village, the villagers were like, let's sacrifice her. Like, just get her out of here. And so he chooses her. He's described as 7 feet tall, and they look human from behind, but from the front, they have a animal skull. So as I found out throughout the books, when they're born, the first animal that they eat, that's the skull that they gain. So these different Duskwalkers have different skulls. And so as they eat more humans, then they become more intelligent and more human-like.
The animal skull is their head?
Yes.
Like Cubone from Pokemon kind of thing?
Yes.
Like they're wearing a skull?
Yes.
And underneath that skull, is it normal?
It's just like black. Like, and they have these like orbs as eyes.
Oh, so the skull is part of their body. Like,
Yes.
it can't be detached.
No, it can't.
Okay, that's what
It's part of their body, yeah.
Okay, it's not a mask. It's
No. But like, imagine like a beast like body.
Okay.
And so it's like dark, but their ribs kind of like stick out. But they're like 7 feet tall. This one has like feet that sound like a man's. The more people that they eat, the more humanity that they gain, and the smarter and the more conscious and all that.
All right.
Okay, so from there, I was so confused reading these books because their penis was very strange.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you draw it out. Okay, so it wasn't pointy, but it wasn't round. And it kind of felt strange, like there was a swirl of 4 edges. And then it says spiraling in a downward twist, similar to the spiral of a rosebud that had yet to bloom. So, okay, that's the start.
What?
And then the spiral had released to show that it had actually been holding its cock back as tentacle-like limbs writhe around her fingers. I'm going to need you to draw that first part out. Because those 4 things are the tentacles. So imagine the schlong with 4 things wrapped around it.
God, okay.
Okay, so they come off.
Oh.
They're tentacles. Tentacles. They're
Oh.
tentacles.
So they like...
The shaft, 3 sides of it had soft frills, and then underneath was a deep crease. The tip was more the shape of an oval, and there was a deep slit in it that followed the groove underneath him.
Monster.
It was very like, oh, this is monster smut. Okay. I was not prepared. I wasn't appalled, but I was not prepared.
This is what I got.
Oh. Oh.
So, out of from underneath, and
Well, it's
you know,
sticking
there's
up.
the head. The
As if he's laying
oval
down.
head. It's not sharp.
So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
It definitely clears the picture for me because I did not know how to imagine it myself.
Would I rather
Be bound by a blood pact to a brooding ancient monster who keeps you in his forest, claiming your soul is his, but as you go closer, the lines between captor and protector blur. So, an ancient creature in the forest, he's like, hey, your soul's mine. Or be the last human in a monster-ruled world, saved by the most feared among them, who struggles between protecting you and giving in to his dark instincts.
I guess I'd rather be saved. Both options are
Not ideal.
neither of those sound fun. But I guess I'd rather be saved by the big bad monster.
I think so too. Be the last human on a monster-filled world.
Eh,
That'd be kind of strange, but I would rather do that than be stuck in a forest.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you could still get around.
Yeah. I'm open to monster romances. I like them. They're not my favorite genre, trope, whatever, but I don't mind them.
I think the monster's got to be attractive for it to...
But it's in your mind. It's all whatever you imagine.
Yeah, but we watched Nosferatu.
Yeah, but that's different because you're seeing it.
I know.
But in a book, you imagine how you want. If you don't like that they have tentacles on their penis, change it in your mind. Have it be something else or completely off. Have it just be a regular penis. You could do it.
Yep.
That's what books are there for. You can imagine whatever you want. They're helping guide you with these descriptions, but it's up to you. Whatever you want.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Whatever flavor of book smut you want.
That's right.
That would actually be kind of an interesting thing for Kindle or Audible to do. I'm going to say it now, and now they're going to steal the invention from it. But if you could do a find and replace feature in all of the electronic books, like every time they talk about like the penis or something, you can put in your own description and then it automatically changes it in the book before you start reading it. Just find this word, switch it to this word.
Oh, that would be funny. Thank you for listening about the monsters that I read about.
Yeah. And now we all know what a dusk walker's penis looks like.
Yeah, we do. It was very intuitive and
intuitive is a word.
It is. I don't think it was the right word to use.
No.
But it helped my imagination. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. That is where we will be asking about polls, asking about different trivia things. That's where we will interact the most with you.
You can tell us what books she should read next.
Yeah, what books to read. We have the Thirsty Thursday where you can submit your book boyfriend moments. You can submit your favorite memes. You can submit all of that, and then it'll be featured at the end of each episode. Follow on YouTube, subscribe. That's where we'll have all the videos. It's going to be a great year.
Yep. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.